What do the panel think of this problem of second and third generations eventually losing their culture, their language, and what can be done about that?
Well, I can pick up on that because my experiment is sitting right here. I'll be honest though. I will be honest. It was never as my child came into my life and I looked ahead thinking about where she's going to go and where we are going to go together. I never felt that it is incumbent upon me to limit or restrict her growth in any shape or form. So we tried to expose her to all that is part of our everyday culture. But we never said that you have to embrace this and you have to learn this and you have to live with this. And that's me. And I think if at some point in her life she wants to come back to what she left behind, I think she will have plenty of opportunity to do that. She's reasonably intelligent. She will have her own taste. She will come back to that. So I don't think it is necessary for me as a parent to impose something that was not embraced willingly or easily. So that's my thought.
You know, when again, because where I come from at the time, and because of war and so on and so forth, my daughter, when she came here, she like about 3 years old. She don't know the word English. She only speak Vietnamese. And that time, I had 3 other children in the house. They don't speak any other thing besides English. And also the society, people jump around everywhere else. I forced to talk to her in English, to teach her how to speak the language and so on and so forth in school. For a long time before, I realized by the time she lost her language, and now she's an adult, I feel very bad that I wish I could keep her language going on. I have spanned 40-some of my family members. I make sure each and every one young children have to speak the language, learn Vietnamese language beside English, and culture and custom as well. It's better for them. And also, I work in the school system. The one time when I work in mental health, that one of the program I work for, I work in the Lincoln West and the Cleveland school system for like 3 years for the language and culture. So sad that I see many children, they born here, or they came here, maybe they're a little young to go to school. Their parents don't know one word in English. And the teacher keeps saying, always have a parent conference coming in, they're not able to come in, and they don't know why. That when we learn how, we explain to the school. But I see many number of times, the teacher, they speak Filipino or other language, English, they teach like accent. And then they try to force the parents to speak with the children English. Meanwhile, they don't know, but the parent doesn't know how to tell the teacher that. So that when I'm intervene and understand, that's when I learn, when I come up in Cleveland, I work with that and I learn how to do that. Society to make us do that, because that happened to me and happened to many people. Like your family, because your family kind of maybe more, you're born here, your family, your parents may be more educated than those people who came in my country, to my country. Like I say earlier, many of them don't even know they read or write their language. So that's something different. So that's a lot of different. If you have education, you can teach your children, you can do little thing better. But these people doesn't know that society and school system help to do that. But lately, I have seen change quite a bit, which is, I'm very pleased to see that, because they support the system let other people speak other language in the home, and they encourage people to study other language. But back then, like I say, 10, 15 years ago, it's terrible. I mean, I go in there, and even some of my, in fact, a young man that now I sponsor him, and he passed away. I mean, he got accident, but he has such a hard time. It's just because the school forced him, and his parents speak the language that he not able to learn. That's not a harm to do that, but I don't believe anybody ever do any study on that to see, well, why you force people to have to do that.
I would like to add to that historically, almost every immigrant community has had newspapers in the native tongue communities. We have artifacts in this museum that point out children of new immigrants helping the parents to learn English. So there's a long tradition of this, right or wrong. There was a long tradition of this process, and equally a pushback against the people who are trying to learn. And just so we're not so dark on that subject for the moment, there's a moment of levity. If any of you saw our exhibit this last summer, Chasing Dreams, Baseball and Becoming American, one of the articles was written in a Yiddish newspaper encouraging parents, if you want to learn about America, play baseball. And the explanation of baseball, if you know it, is actually quite comical. It's described as like a battle between the thrower and the hitter. But it's a charming moment of realizing that there's this deep desire to say, what is this thing that these Americans are doing? How do we become a part of it? And I would encourage everyone, if you haven't checked it out, there's an amazing children's book called The Arrival. And why I think it's important is it takes a fantastical world that doesn't really exist and tries through just pictures to capture what it must be like to go to a land where everything is different. So I would encourage you all to pick it up at the library, pick it up. I'm sharing it with my 4-year-old son. He loves it. It's the first time that I personally had that sense of what would it really be like to go somewhere where I didn't know anything, where I didn't know how to buy food, when I didn't know what the money looked like. This is a fascinating thing, and I just can't help but think about the amazing profiles and courage that we've been hearing tonight about what it would be like to come somewhere else.